Oh, excuse me. Oh my god. 6 minutes ago, I got a comment on a 7-year-old video on a 7-year-old software. The guy says, very cool software. I don't want to pause the... Oh, I didn't pause the video. When you look at comments on the same thing, it will pause it. Alright. God, it's so like... I really need to update my graphics card, even if it's just for streaming, because UE5 hates, I guess, OBS. What did he oven today, I think? Oh. You know, I hate the fact that when you search something, it will search the internet. Can you not disable that? That should never have been a thing. When I type something into my search bar, I don't want to go on the internet. Am I crazy? Do you guys want to go on the internet where you search something? Okay, do we do that? Do we do a table first? Maybe we do a table first. It's a very large area. Where does it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Oh, I should really post my chat. I'm streaming. Definitely a short one today. My throat feels disgusting. I'm constantly having to clear it. It just feels very unnatural. Announcements. Everybody. Hey, moderate. Did I just post it? No, I did. I lose my train of thought. Okay. See, with this Steam Deck, you're here now, so I can say to you out loud. With the Steam Deck, so I'm not sure to play some of the games I've emulated, or just go still on the games I wanted to play from Steam, because I've still got... Where is it? Let's have a look. It's funny because I'm playing it Back for More, yeah. I'm playing stuff on my Steam Deck, but I have my computer right here. I could just play the games on my computer, but it does feel more compelling to play it on a dedicated device, and I get to like lay down or sit down and play it. Yeah, I still have installed games. I still have Black Mesa to play. A game called Blue Fire, sorry. I have no idea what it is, but it popped up saying it was great on deck, and apparently I own it. So, Devil May Cry 5. I want to do another playthrough of Elden Ring, but on my Steam Deck. Ori and the Blind Forest. And that's the main... Oh, and Spyro. They're the main ones I want to play. But now I've got like all of these fancy emulated games. Hat of Time. I completed Hat of Time. I love that game. That was so good. I could install it on this as well. That'd be interesting. But yeah, I've installed like 8 separate emulator games. So I'm like, I have all these other games that I'm supposed to already be playing, but I've gone on the ROM hype. Dolphin. No, MU deck. It's like if you type it into YouTube, you'll see between 2 games and I could do that on my phone. Ah, but do you emulate PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 and Switch games? It does use Dolphin. It does use Dolphin for what? Is it GameCube, Wii, and Nintendo 64? Because then it goes to something called CEM something. Oh yeah. I imagine you could put Dolphin on. Dolphin's on everything. Oh, does it use Project 64? I don't know. I thought Dolphin uses, they could do 3 things. GameCube, Wii. Oh, is it just GameCube and Wii? Oh. I've noticed, though, that the GameCube, the Dolphin engine or emulator, seems to be one of the slower ones compared to... Because I uninstalled the game. Hey, Mortys. I removed a game from the GameCube on my Steam Deck, and I put it on PlayStation 2 instead, the emulator for that. And that was better. Like, no stuttering, no audio stuttering, no nothing. It was perfect. But the GameCube version was stuttery and not brilliant. Let's grab both of these. We're going to go models. So we're slowly organizing as we're texturing. Get your chair. We'll do the chair first. Hi, Funky. Hi, Steve's Tutorials. Oh, at Steve's Tutorials, right. To be fair, not that like Dolphin was bad in all games I played in it, but the game, well, the one game, wow, I seem like I'm peeking a lot. The one game I was able to basically either play on PlayStation 2 or GameCube, it ran infinitely better on the PlayStation 2. Wow, I'm laggy just because I'm clicked into this software. What happens if I go unlit? Just go unlit for now so we don't get laggy. Yeah, we need share first. We're gonna go... Where do I store it again? My hard drives are getting more and more full. Look at this. Look at that one almost full. That one's a small hard drive to begin with. What is that? 222? Is that just an SD? That one only 89 gigabytes left. That one's almost full. That one's half full. Next time I'll say hi, Steve's Tutorials. I hope so. Dolphin emulator is one of the most complete and good performing emulators. I guess it's just one of those problem games. Maybe. I mean, like I said, other things I've tried on it, like Luigi's Mansion. I did get very rare stuttering in Luigi's Mansion, but overall it worked pretty fine. Maybe there's some settings to change on it that will make it perform a little bit better. You get poor performance of Steam Deck. Oh, not much can be done about it. I was gonna say maybe there's some settings you could change. Oh, okay. What are you gonna take? I'm gonna work on the chair. The kitchen chairs. Like, because if I do one, I've done all 4 chairs, so I feel like that's going to feel more, whoa, I've done loads kind of attitude. Oh, my hard disk drive is running slow now. Perfect. I didn't mean to click on that. There you go. F drive? I have to get where I've stored this. E drive? E drive. I have too many storage locations. I have a whole asset library. Like, I need to update this library, but we've got like... Oh god, we've got all the arcade machines. Oh, what? Oh. BBAM. Look. Claw machine. Oh, very basic claw machine. That's already wrong anyway, because this needs to be pulled down more. I modeled a claw machine, a stylized one recently. What was the... I got House of the Dead, which I actually modeled as like some little toy shotguns for the front of it. You made these? I did, yeah. Wait. Oh, never mind. Like, I like modeled a very basic toy shotgun. What else we got in it? What is pinball machine? There was something in it that was actually a pretty decent model, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I actually did the interiors of the pinball machine. Punch out. Punch out? Oh, right, okay. Whack-a-mole, pinball, new. DDR. Does Revolution? Is that what it is? Hey! Coin machine. The reason I started this because I lived next to an arcade, but then COVID happened and you weren't able to go into them, obviously, because they were closed down. Because I thought I could use it as reference. And that was kind of the big reason why I sort of pushed off working on it. Wheelie bin, road, pavement, lamp. Oh, I can't bother getting that up. Oh, yeah, this is literally the ones up in my town center. Well, not town center, but they look just like the ones up there. So I'm just getting distracted. If I want to make carpet, rug, and blender in particles, sorry, necessarily, or make the texture so good it's believable. So wait, are you rendering it in Blender? Because if rendering it in Blender, you may as well just use particles, right? Because that's going to make it look as real as possible, because it's going to actually be physical, right? There's nothing more real than physically having the particles generate. It's like when you do hair in Blender or grass, you get it to generate actual particles because that's the most real way you can do it, is to actually generate it. But if you're looking to obviously bring it over to UE4 or something else, then no, texture it, because you won't be able to use particles in another software after exporting it out of Blender. Got M4. Oh, we just got a model of it. Wait, which background? I like reminiscing over old work, as you can probably tell. I didn't look good. Oh, okay. I mean, if you think you could get better result doing textures, then do that. Yeah, look at this guy. How do I move? Booty tail. That surface detail, like, it gets kind of blurry when you get really close, but this was like 4K textures or something like that on the whole thing to get that like insane like detail. So what I try to explain to people, because people are like, I like looking at stuff like this because it shows that I can obviously do some realistic stuff. But people get the misconception, because I'm always doing texture limitations and stuff, that I don't know how to do high texture stuff. Simpsons have a gun? Yeah. I was just looking at some old stuff because I was going through some folders. Don't get me wrong, I am not even close to a very good realistic artist. I'm more driven in the stylized section anyway, but... Stylized sword new. We're not gonna get more distracted. Let's get on with what we're doing. So we want Simpsons assets, we want kitchen, and we want, what's it called? Kitchen chair. It should really be kitchen underscore chair, but I'm not going to change that now because it will mess up how it's re-imported into the engine. Oh, if you haven't seen is it Gizro and Nizra? I always forget. We have one thing to. Oh, that's kind of cool when even in unlit, but when it's lit, we have one thing in so far, textured wise, shall I say? And these streams will then slowly. I always say I want to do some more work off stream, but I then end up not doing it because I have so many things to do right now. Like well, hobby wise, I want to read a bunch of stuff, watch a bunch of stuff, play a bunch of stuff, and trying to fit those, and then also socialize with my friends, do my daily exercising and stuff, which takes up time. And I just find I get so little time and motivation to do, like, because I work obviously my 8.5 hour shift at my job every day, Monday to Friday. So I have that to deal with as well, and I'm just like, I never find the motivation. Oh, is this not unwrapped? This is not unwrapped. Oh wait, I don't know why I clicked the new Blender document. I want to go into this one. So I don't know how people do it. I know some people who basically do 3D art 12 to 16 hours a day, and I'm sitting there like, how do you find the time? Not necessarily how you find the motivation, but both. How do you find the time and motivation? I just can't. And I live at home. Like, I work from home, sorry, so I don't have to travel either, and I still find there's a lack of time. Because my mate was saying this about, oh, but people can, you know, do all this extra work and whatnot. And I was like, they can, but even I have trouble finding the time. And I work from home. You'd think I'd find it way easier, but I don't. Just a weird geometry. What is this at the back? Well, that didn't help it. Lack of warpness at all. It like did it a very little bit, but not much. It should be fine. I'll test that one when I'm wrapping it. Cool, yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't need a front. No idea what a model looks like that though, because this could be way simpler in how it's pulled into the center. Just simply like this, right? And can we do a grid fill? Yeah, it's not too bad. Not the best because it's got so many edges. I probably should get rid of some of those edges if I'm being honest. Like probably half them, because you're not going to see this curve anyway. In fact, all I really need, let's do what I was going to do, and half them. Right now, I want to do it from here. Cat and mouse environment. We'll just put Tom and Jerry in the Simpsons environment. That'd be cool. Like we could literally get rid of all this, grab this, and just scale this up till it fits in here, and you would see no difference. So. Oh, see, I made the screws I wanted here. I was having trouble recreating these on something. I can't remember what it was. Well, it kind of looks weird here. Right here, but I wonder if that's just how it's smoothed. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't need any of those pulleys, technically. I could literally just replace this with a plane. I was thinking that. Like, we could literally just do this. This. It's the weirdest way to do it, but I just wanted to make sure it was kept central. There you go, and then scale that up. Like that. Cool, that's good. That is good. What have you guys been watching lately? Anything fun? I know you've had, like, what 2 shows have come out recently? Well, one, Better Call Saul finished, like, in its last season. I've still not started watching it. But you had, oh, the Lord of the Rings show, and you've got the Game of Thrones new show. Smiling Friends. Oh, Smiling Friends was good. Trip Tank. No idea what Trip Tank is. I need to watch all 3. What the 3 I just mentioned. Game of Thrones, Better Call Saul, and Lord of the Rings. It's like Smiling Friends. Oh, it's probably pretty good then. The reason I love Smiling Friends so much though is because it was Psychic Pebbles from YouTube. Only NG had some characters in it, but not many. Well, I also liked it because it was a good show, but that was a big reason why I also liked it. The last show I watched was Mr. Robot. Was that like you watched it a long time ago still, or? We could do something with this. How does that look? Oh, that's terrible. What about angle based? Nope. All right, we're gonna just detach the faces in general then. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh wait, and then I need this. Oops. This. What is going on? What? Huh? Why is that like that? That's clearly not that shape. That should be really easy to unwrap. Conformal seems to have a slight better result. What the heck? Why are they so warped out of shape? Scale. Oh, that's a bit better. It was to do with the scale. Okay, okay. Right, so a month ago. Okay. See, I have trouble watching shows. I just don't. I have so many other things I want to do. The problem with watching a show is you literally just feel like you're just sitting there, kind of doing nothing, because that's what you are doing. You're sitting there, kind of doing nothing. Oh, you know what? What if that had a bevel on it? Nah, it's fine. So my trouble on watching something because yeah, I just feel like I'm doing nothing with that time. Zach Went Nuts. He's my favorite. I love Zach from the older Newground days. Oh, dude. I do miss Oni though, man. Like Oni was probably my favorite out of all of them, and he just doesn't do anything anymore. He just he still does the Oni plays, but it's not the same as like animations and stuff. And I know animations basically were paying nothing on YouTube and stuff, so it was just easier to probably make a gaming channel, but it doesn't make me not wish he still did animations. I thought that they are all good. Wait, what's all good? We'll do something. This. Wait, no, that's fine. Maxime next. I want to do this. Let's do that. Perfect. This, I assume I could just do this with. Yep, nice. And then the legs. So that's a big thing with what I'm doing right now is like a bunch of stuff in the scene, or most of the stuff in the scene right now, I didn't even UV map, so that's going to be, it's a bit of a time constraint, or a bit of extra time, not really constraint. How does that look if I unwrap it? Oh, that's pretty good. I will never get, don't get me wrong, I sometimes get bad results in Blender, but people were adamant, like completely threw Blender's normal tools out the window, said you can't use Blender UV mapping without plugins, and then they recommended £20 plugins and stuff. This is good. This is a good unwrap. Like, probably get angle base. Oh, angle base is even better. Like, I've just never really had much of a problem. Then we want to average pack. Ooh, wow. See, the only thing with Blender is it's not the greatest at packing, though. But even then, it's usually pretty good. It's not the worst. I know what, I've done pack, but I also haven't given it a gap in between. Yeah, but that's just because I didn't want to use Maya. And because Maya's is a little better, but not significantly. But a big part of that, yeah, was basically just because I didn't want to use... I didn't want to learn Blender, especially because what people were saying about it. Oh, you can't use Blender without plugins and stuff. So I just thought, well, maybe there's no point learning Blender if I have access to Maya, and everyone's saying Blender's UV mapping is so bad. Maybe I shouldn't use it to begin with. But that was just baloney, honestly. Excuse my language. But absolute baloney. Blender's is absolutely fine. It does, like, I'm manually doing some stuff here, but I probably would have had to have done this in Maya anyway, because I'm just basically increasing the scale of certain things to make more use out of my space. So it's not really a Blender problem, that's just a space problem. Blasphemy. I'm sorry. Sorry, Megapixel. I know. What is this? What the heck? Oh, did I move it? Oh, I've moved it without selecting those bits. That's my bad. Still remember in university when I said I used Blender, and the teacher, it was a joke, but the teacher was like, get out. Like, basically making out that Blender was a terrible piece of software. That is freaking awesome. Especially because it's free and you could do everything I could do. The fact that, like, my diversity, I won't load up my art station, but the diversity of stuff I've made in Blender is insane. There's so little limitation. And it's so fast because it's all shortcut based. Harder to learn, I'll admit. It just sounds like I'm a spokesperson for like Blender right now. It's just got a good... No, it doesn't. What? Yeah. Burn him. Hang him. The thing I like most on Blender is community add-ons. Being able to make your own add-ons is really... That's true, but I have like no plugins or add-ons enabled. I should. Now I'm not gonna shy away from that. I should really take those add-ons and use them, but most of the time, because I'm just doing sort of normal modeling and stuff, I don't usually need them. But I really should. Excuse me. Oh, I've explored the entire environment again because it doesn't save it after ticking it. It's gonna go white and be like, we've crashed. try again. How much money do you guys spend on phones? And that's a very random question, but... What? Oh, really? That one of the rotations that I just reset was that one? Oh, interesting. Which one is it? This one? 90? Nope. That one. That one? Right. Oh, minus 90. Right. And then we'll just reset. Reset rotation. There you go. Usually a negative for me, like if the base software can't do what I want, then the software is not good. I mean, like I said, I don't use it for Blender anyway. I think there's a huge benefit to not relying. Oh, see, my friend will disagree with me entirely on this because he uses plugins. But I think there's a huge benefit to learning how to use a piece of software without using any of its plugins. Oh, wow. These aren't even... All right. And that benefit is that if you get called into a company and they want you to do an art test then and there, oh, make this in Blender. They whip it up for you, tell you to make it. And you're now going to... Not only plugins, but learning a software and rebinding everything to your preference. It means if you ever have that situation, which it happens, my friend has been to tons of interviews where you've had to 3D model then and there in front of them. You'll have no clue, and they're not going to be like, oh yeah, you can download your plugins and rebind all your keys. We'll give you 2 hours. You know, they're not going to do that. They're just going to say, well, if you can't use Blender, or Maya or 3ds Max by its default stuff, we're going to need you to move around the office. We don't want every PC to be set up like that because people might be swapping computers, for example. They might not want that. So it makes you less versatile, right? Again, I know a lot of people who disagree with that sentiment, but personally, I think it's important to learn the software if you can, if it doesn't hinder you too much, using as many of the defaults as possible. If the defaults really do hinder your performance like drastically, then I can understand. But if it's like, I don't know, oh, I want to swap shift and control around, I feel like you're just rewiring your brain on using the software for no reason. Does that make sense? All right, let's get some reference up. Again, The Simpsons is very colorful. So these won't have metal frames on the back. They'll be like painted metal. So I could do scratches on them to give the illusion it's metal and it's just been painted on. Have we got a painted metal? We do, right? Okay, that's like a painted rusty metal. Fine, we'll just do a solid color for now. Let's get our... So it's only 2 colors, 3 colors, because we'll actually do a stainless steel for the bolts. Wait. Oh, more than 3 colors, because we've got the backboard as well, which will just be like a painted chipboard, I guess. Yeah, I could. So, do we want these to be like a leather? Leather bag. Oh my god. Yeah, like that? That's not too bad. I mean, it's black, which we don't want. We want it to be this color. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's a decent amount of surface detail. Cool. Then we want the metal for the chairs. Again, it's going to be like paint. So paint's a very just slightly off shine sort of color. Yeah, like this. Like that. Oh, this might have to be the... No, because what would that be? That'd be like a plastic, so I might have to do a separate one for that. It will be shiny. It's going to be like a shiny paint. I'm going to use USB stick for my Maya shelf. To be fair, that's much more reasonable. Because Maya is designed to make a shelf. And that's like one of the biggest parts of its software. So that's way more understandable anyway. But it's like in Blender. It's like, for example, my friend... And, you know, it makes him work better. But if he was called into an interview and they wanted to use it then and there, it might cause an issue for him because he has rebind everything. And I think even installed a plugin that makes Blender more like Maya. Again, absolutely fine. It's just in this specific scenario, it could hinder him. S is scale, R is rotate, G is grab. That's literally makes sense in my brain. I prefer that than QWE, like Blender. He has changed his to QWE. So Q will do your move, W will do your rotate, and E will do your scale. That's right? Scale? Yeah, scale. Whereas if he sits down at the computer and they're like, all right, use the software, and he's like, tries to do that, it's not going to work because it's going to be all the wrong controls. It's E rotate? I can't remember. Q move. W is W scale, E rotate. It's been a while. Is it the same in UE4? So UE4 is WER. Is that the same as Maya? It's WER. Okay, yeah. So it's the same as Maya. So W move, E rotate, R scale. Now to be fair, it's the same controls as Maya, Blender, UE4. Sorry. So maybe changing your Blender to be more like UE4 does make sense, but I don't know. I'm a very learn the base controls kind of guy because I'm prepared for these scenarios where I could be sat down and told, quick, use this software that's brand new, that hasn't got your preferences on it. So yeah, it's just like I think I personally think it's a good idea. That doesn't apply to everybody thinking it's a good idea, because a lot of people might completely disagree and say, no, you're wrong, you shouldn't, just do it to how you want. But yeah, it just gets to a point where I feel like it can hinder your performance. Should we just do an iron, like iron pure, iron rough? Oh, you know what, iron rough looks quite nice. So we do this, put this here, and then we do a map, and we add scratch map to it. So I want to do a smart mask. There you go. Oh, paint subtle. Can I invert it? Because that's essentially all I need to do. Nice. I actually need to put it in a folder. And make it so it only selects this and this. Cool. Now, I want it to be way less than that. We want to be super minor. Wow, that's cool. Ooh, like, barely any paint left. And as we go on, we get more and more paint put on. So we want barely any scratches. We don't... Again, we want Marge to look like she's got a clean kitchen. We don't want it to look disgusting. The superior viewpoint controls of ZBrush. Dude, I will never get... Why? I'm gonna let up ZBrush down. I haven't opened ZBrush in like 2 months. We've not used it for... I've not had to use it for work for quite some time. So I don't even know if this is gonna work. It does, cool. We still have it. I will never understand... That's that dog. Why to zoom in and out, it's not just scroll. Now, I know people might say because of Mac. But surely they could have added it anyway for Windows, because if they've got it for Windows and Mac doesn't have scroll wheel, it wouldn't have affected it. The fact that you got to press Control, right click, let go of your control button, and then you zoom. And if you hold down Control, it moves. ZBrush does actually have pretty good key bindings. It's for stylists. I don't know, because even my stylus is all good, because I've only got 2 buttons, so I can't just do half that. Like, how I still have to press like Alt on my keyboard, click, let go. Wait, how do I usually do it? Oh, 1 second. Pen. I mean, don't get me wrong. People are clearly very efficient with the software. So there you go. So it causes a problem. But I don't know. The fact that I still got to press Alt, click, let go, and then I can zoom with my pen is still odd to me. Like, if you get used to it, look, you can be quite fluid, and it's fine. But I think I'd rather just be able to push a shortcut on my, like, pen. Because you wouldn't be able to do a shortcut with it. Well, I guess you could. You could make it press Alt, but you'd still have to press the button of Alt, let go of that button on your stylus, and then zoom. Where I'd rather just hold it down and be able to zoom in. You know what I mean? And maybe you probably can set it up like that, but that dog looks... He does. Look at him. I haven't used this in so long. How do I subdivide? There you go. Yeah, smooth boy. With very broad shoulders. Right. I mean, again, that's a very up to your own preference kind of thing anyway. So I'm not going to tell people they're wrong for liking how ZBrush is set up. But from personal experience, it is... I mean, to be fair, it's memed about. The fact that it's memed about, like people literally joke about how awkward ZBrush is, kind of tells you that it's not... It can't be the most efficient way to do it if it's joked about like that, right? Maybe I should use that metal. That metal looks quite nice. Because that's like a very clean metal we got there. So what I should be doing here, which is making the metal come out, which I just realized, I should be putting this on the paint, not on the, Well, that's cool. You're like painting over some bad parts of it. I kind of like that. Yeah, so what I should be doing is not applying this to here, but applying it to the actual paint. So, white mask this. There you go. No, we'll actually go inwards. But again, we're making it so it's relatively clean anyway. Cool. And then we want like a plastic for this. I feel like plastic works, right? Okay, there you go. No, that's terrible. Gross. Plastic gloss. Oh. Oh my god. I got so many weird plastics. PVC. I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Give it some surface detail. What we got in here? Well, that's probably the closest, actually, that I kind of want. We don't want it that shiny, but we can obviously change it as we go. That's that. This, I feel like, would be painted board, but we could also go for plastic. I don't think it would make too much of a difference. That. So I want it shiny, but I don't want it that shiny. How do I change its shininess? Yeah. Like maybe there. That's a pretty basic chair. I mean, that's literally what the Simpsons chair looks like. We just need to add more detail to it to make it look a little bit more real. So first of all, we should have actually had dents in here, because obviously when someone sits on this, they'll be getting like their butt mark on it. Their butt mark on it. So you'd be getting like a dent here. You get like your legs, compressions here. So like that. And then you'd also get like a little dent in the middle here. If I were to smooth that, I don't think it's going to work, but... something like this. Make sure we're not selecting anything else but those surfaces, because you're not going to dent the plastic. I mean, technically you could, but then if we actually turn the height down, what kind of effect do we get? Oh, we do get kind of an indent. Let's turn off everything else so I can see what's going on. Yeah, you do get an indent, which is actually not the worst thing. It does give it some extra level of detail. That's fine. Let's do a very basic curvature to help with some of the highlights of the areas. So if I be scratch for this, if we're just going to overlay this, turn up a tad more, contrast it a tad, turn off everything but color. You get a slight bit of sort of scratch wear on it. That looks nice. You could actually do the mask because we've got an edge, like edge wearing and stuff in here. So like that. That actually is better. We should probably go with that. Edge strong. Oh wait, delete you. Edge strong. Yeah, I like that. Oh, don't like it for back here though. I like it for everything else because it gives it sort of that worn look. But on the metal, it's a bit naff. Let's I think it would look all right on the metal if I had it weaker. So there, oh, there. There's a good boy. There. So let's put an overlay. Do a duplicate. Invert that mask. I think that should work, right? Because it should apply it to... That didn't work at all. What? It just made it select everything. Oh, because it's... Wait, hold on a minute. Oh, I watched iRobot yesterday. Do you guys remember iRobot? I actually really liked that movie. I know it's like critically bad, but I actually really like that movie. I think it's just... Honestly, I think it's well written and just a complete joy to watch. So technically, I should probably make this part rougher too. Because like it's like the worn areas. So you get like the difference in roughness. Banger, right? It's so good. We could also, if we really want, make a slight dent inwards. But I think that'd be a bit too much information on it, right? Glad somebody else agrees. Because I really like that movie. It's just a fun time. I can't describe it any more than that. It's just fun. Hello, hey, Nico? How's it going, man? If I said your name wrong, I do apologize. Dust surface. No. We want something like a... That dust surface looks way cooler. I guess that would work if you said that's a multiply. It's not what I was looking for, but that does kind of work. Oh, with that said, with the creases we just made, with the butt stain, we kind of... Stain? I feel that's the wrong word. We want to also make it a slight... multiply on there. We want those areas to be a little darker where there's been compression on it. I feel like we've got a little too strong on this now. It looks a little too worn. We could just turn that down a little bit. Never heard of it. Never heard of iRobot with Will Smith? Oh my god. I mean, I've not heard of very popular things as well, but still, I'm going to actively be shocked about that. Oh my god, you've not seen it. Oh, wrong one. We're looking at this one. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Not that strong. We'll turn it down, but it's like darkness on there. As always, we want some more grounder. By getting a positional mask. Inverting it, make it much tighter. Actually, I do this every time, but there is just a ground one, which I should probably use instead. Just take advantage of the already made one for me, like this. Here you go. Because then you can come into here. I used to use this all the time. It's only quite recently I stopped. Turn off. No, not texture. Turn off. Which one is it? Oh, is it just this? I turn off this because I only want to affect the bottom. I only want it like a little bit come from the bottom. less textury. Or more texture in this one. Something like that. And we just want that to be like a little grimy. Only a little bit, not like anything too serious. Maybe a little bit of brown in there. Then we just turn that down so we get a little bit there. And then we want to go boom, 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 make it rougher. So now when we look at that, we get sort of little rough bottoms to the feet. I haven't even done an ambient occlusion pass yet, so let's do that. Again, though, we could always do cavity rust. And that'll fill up those gaps. Now, it's obviously not rust, so what I try to do to rectify that rust effect is either turn down the texture, or, because it's got kind of a nice texture because it makes it more randomized, just blur it a little bit. I said a little bit, Jesus. Actually, I kind of like it here. Look at that. Multiply on that. Probably want it to be a little bit in this sort of direction. It's obviously really, really dark at the moment. It's fine. I don't think we need roughness on this, or if we do, we keep it rough, but we come into our roughness here and turn it down, so it's like a blend between whatever the surface it's on. So here it will still be naturally shinier, just a little less. While here, because it's not that shiny to begin with. See what I mean? Now again, it's way, way too strong. We don't want it that strong. We just want it to be more like that. Again, we're not looking to make the chairs super disgusting, just enough that it looks like they're not being replaced in a little bit. So it's automatically a good film. Yeah, I mean, Will Smith's pretty good. Oh, I Rover. Right. Yeah, I was saying I Rover. It's my favorite movie. So I think we're getting enough detail here and there. It's not a very detailed model to begin with, and I don't have a high poly to bake from. So I think this is a pretty good job right now. I think that works. I mean, we're just looking at this. So I think we're pretty much there. You can do more generic things to help spruce it up a little bit. Like you can do a just a generic ambient occlusion. So you can actually do the opposite and keep the ambient occlusion inverted, or technically not inverted, but keep it. Because ambient occlusion for some reason doesn't do the ambient occlusion. You got to invert it first, and it's the ambient occlusion. You get this one, you can do an overlay, and it helps brighten up those areas that is more facing outwards. This, like this, like this, and you get a much brighter surface to everything. I'm going to keep it slightly lower. I do like it, but only a very, very slight amount. And then the last bit we can do is we can essentially a dust mask. Is there actually like a dust downwards mask? Not by the looks of it. So usually the way I like doing dust masks is you can actually just apply, I guess, a surface. One of the surface ones. Dust subtle. Yeah, something like this. Set it to a multiply. Actually, no, set it to a normal. Just turn it down. Probably want to contrast it. See, that's not quite the surface I was looking for. Yeah, I was looking more like that. And then you just need to apply a generator to it and make it so it's only facing downward stuff, which is just world space. Is it not world space? Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah, there you go, world space. So it'll only be anything on the top sides. Maybe I do want to set it to multiply. Nah, that doesn't look right. Set it back to a normal. Or just make it very, very weak. And you get like a little dust effect on it. Now, I don't actually want that because they are sitting on these chairs regularly, so they probably won't be very dusty. Only in the grimy areas that I've already got, like around here and stuff. But I feel like we've already done that, so it's fine. For 34 seasons, yeah, you're right. Of course, it's rusty and wear chairs. I could actually add rust now that you've said rust. The underneath looks cool. I always like the undersurface to things because you get like that weird way that the light interacts with it. Right, say what we got. Kitchen chair. I do want to point out that nothing I do is relatively planned at all. It's just like I'm just doing it. I'm just going and hoping it works. And I want to say that because, like, when I'm sitting in, I'm kind of sounding like I'm making sense of things. I'm just thinking on the spot. I'm like, maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that. It's not like anything's pre-planned, but that's kind of how you make things. Which one is it? I thought it was the biggest one. That's kind of how you make things from my experience. That must be the E drive. I like how that's running so slow. I went to open it. Now it's like stuck with actual information. Yeah, I just don't want to misconstrue that, like, when I'm saying all these things, it's like I've got actually a process. I don't really have a process. I'm just thinking about, as I go, what could be added to the surface. Like, if I think about an asset in real life, I think, oh, okay, we've got dust on surface. You've got grunge that builds up in the curvature and the gaps. The general surface is usually a little bit lighter than the edging, usually just naturally to ambient occlusion reasons. Like just the way that light bounces, it hits the surface more than it hits the edges of things. It's a very subtle thing in reality, but it still is a thing. It's like ambient occlusion in general. When you look in rooms, you'll see corners look darker because the light's bouncing away from the corner more than it is bouncing from the surface. It's easier for it to hit the surface than it is to keep bouncing in that corner. So yeah, it's just loads of small things. And when it's all added up, you end up with a nice thing. And I actually, this really interesting thing I saw the other day when someone said you go through the ugly stage, and that's for any art. And that was really true when I was doing Hamlin, the goblin that I still haven't finished because I didn't know how to do detail. But when I was doing Hamlin, we should have a video down here somewhere. When did I do the eye for him? Already done it. Here you go. Here. Please play the video. It's stuck on loading. Look at it. Look. So obviously I started basic and then you start building up. But even when you're like building up. Oh my god, is my internet this bad or what? Was my just video have a terrible... Oh, it's just my video. Okay. Like, look. The ugly stage. Like, it doesn't look very... good at all. Jesus Christ. YouTube, please. I know you don't care about my channel, but my download speed is 70 megabits right now, so no, it's not me. I'm not even on full resolution. Let's go 720. Like, yeah, the ugly stage, right? And then as you build up and you start working through the ugly stage, you start developing. It's still not very nice. You start to develop more detail as you go, and it kind of comes together. And it's the same with 3D. When you're making something 3D, especially the texturing stage, it looks really bad. But as you start like getting to those end parts, it drastically it drastically increases in quality. It's really weird. It's like a very strange phenomenon, I guess. I just want to show you what it looks like actually on the character. Whoa, those are big. I assume I make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, I do. Look, he's got some eyes. But yeah, I saw that the other day when someone called it the ugly stage. Now, I've sort of kind of called it that for a long time, but it's so true. And it helps you. I feel like it helps you with your work when you know there's going to be an ugly stage. You know what I mean? You know it's not going to be very good looking at the start. And I guess for a lot of people, I guess for myself, that's like the scary part of streaming. Is I know you guys are going to witness all this ugly stages, all the stages that make stuff not look very good. And I just hope you guys stay around long enough to experience the pretty stage. Oh, I didn't name them correctly. Underscore. Oh, because I don't usually name them. I don't usually name them in here because when I re-export them, I could just nab them quickly. Now, for the leather chair, I'd actually like micro detailing on it for the leather part, but that's still awkward because I'll have to isolate that using a an ID sheet. Name your files correctly, guys. You'll think yourself in the future. That's sort of the... It's like future-proofing your idiotic naming. It will, like, rectify those issues if you just make sure. Because you might name something a trash name because you can't remember what it was called. Like, I might make a cabinet and I go, oh, what's it called? And I just go, wood with doors. But if I add, like, the SM_kitchen_wood with doors, I would at least be able to narrow it down to not only static mesh, but also kitchen assets. So it helps in the long run. I mean, I've been very known by most of the people I've worked with to not name my stuff very well. I forget words a lot. I don't think you guys witness it too much here, but I do. I forget words so much. MI_. Kitchen. Oh. Kitchen_chair. Oh, right. We want to go into the actual mesh. Drag it into the mesh. It should apply that to that, which is that a TV texture? No, it's this texture. This needs to be improved. This looks garbage. But that was when I was rushing. You can tell because these things look a bit neater, a bit nicer. Like this is grimy and got some surface imperfections. That I don't think happens when we're actually at 100% rendering. Oh, no, am I wrong? Oh, it didn't save. 100. Oh, no, it still kind of flickers. Interesting. Oh, lagging, by the way. Yeah. It's UE5, man. It just doesn't... Look, when I do this, I bet it's fine. Oh, it's still not fine. It's still a little laggy. It just doesn't like UE5 and... Oh, it gets a bit faster now. UE5 and OBS. Probably because I haven't got an RTX card. Or an RTX card, a ray tracing card. And it's using Lumen. Because obviously, look, we're fine now when we're in unlit. So it's not using any of the Lumen. Very, very frustrating. I need to upgrade my card. So if anyone wants to add to the Steve RTX card fund, I should put a counter and actually see if anyone... It'd be like 10p. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted them to look like. So I could have done this as a chipboard, but we've kept it as plastic, and I think that looks fine. Oh, should I have done like a sew line here? Right here, if we do a layer. Yeah, layer. God. They moved it in the update, and I haven't used it like since. It's in here, right? Fur. That's what the heck does fur look like? Now I'm curious. Oh, it just like scratches fur on. That's pretty neat, to be fair. So for those of you who don't know, there's a lot of like these are they called generators that will do sort of weird effects. So that one's not anything weird. That was not anything weird. Frost? That was not anything weird. Where's the crack one? That's not anything weird. So what are these called? If I know what they're called. So that one's cool. That's not anything weird. Where? Electric? Cracks. No? There's one where you click and it will start spreading the crack out. I don't like ever use it. Okay, so we got this one, which isn't quite the same, but... So if I click somewhere. So if you want this cool, like... Oh. Just go but cool, like, sci-fi surface, you can manually get it on like this. There are... What is this? Elephant skin. That is so specific. Footprints. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's very cool. Look at that. Whoa. Alright, what were we doing? I want to... there you go, stitches. So you can actually, there's quite a lot of control over the stitches. So we moved the light over here. Because I want to do like something around here to look like it's stitched in. But there's quite a lot of control if I remember how to get to it. Here you go. So you can do all these different ones. So you can do a double, for example. This, which I might actually do. That looks more correct. Do I want to... I think we want to increase the scale to like 4. Like double that. Wow. Oh, we are on 2K. Jesus. The quality is very low on this. I mean, do we want to sew the whole thing? Or do we just want to do like... Because it's only these points here that have clearly been put in. Maybe it just needs to be little nails, actually. Which is why it would make more sense for this to be board. Welding. Oh, that's cool. Whoa. There's a lot of cool tools in here. I just never use them because I never need to. Cool stuff. Is that brush alpha? I just tried. If you go... Is it brush alphas? It's just your brushes. You got like loads of stuff in here. What is that? I think little tacks in here would be better though. Which there is actually a tool for that, I'm pretty sure. I hate that scrolling scrolls so much. We've got bolts. I don't want bolts. I mean, it's not hard to make your own little tool for this, but I'm just curious. So you can do like scratchies. Which aren't actually doing anything. Oh, you got more intense looking ones. Look at... What is that? That's like a shoelace. Sci-fi worm. What? Sci-fi. That does say worm, right? Scales. Rain. Oh, that's another particle effect one. Look at that. And it will like activates its like it'll come from the top and sit on top of it and start just sort of painting. It's like loads of little brushes. See that? And then if you wanted to make that surface wet, you could change all that and whatnot. Very, very cool. Puddle. Now I'm more curious. What the heck is puddle gonna do? Oh, it just throws it like so little. And then these up. What is that? Sorry, I'm getting very distracted. So yeah, we can do these, but I think it'll just be better. Film. Oh. Huh? Fracture. That's what I was thinking of earlier. Yeah, look at that. Fracture's cool. But does it just keep going? Oh my god, it does. What the heck? How do you stop it? Oh, space. So if you want to only like a little bit. Whoops, I did not mean to mirror, but that's fine. In the space. That's very satisfying. It is. I never use these tools though. Like ever. Like the dirt ones and stuff could be pretty useful, but yeah, I almost never use these tools because there's just never a need for me to use them. So let's just go boom, 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 boom. Actually, we can just go like still. Just give it a slight change. No, not in the folder. There you go. And then we just do a much sharper edge. Cool. Now, this usually comes down to what tools you have, or what alphas you have. So if I go like bolts, I have a bunch. Someone gave these to me, I think, a long time ago, and I still have them. Just a bunch of bolts. Now, I don't want bolts for here. I literally just want just circles, you know what I mean? Like, I just want... Okay, I like how I've messed it up. All right, go back to basic. That one. And then go hardness. There you go. I literally just want this. I just want it to be like a basic looking nail that they put in. 1, 2, like that. So that's what looks like it's keeping it there. Because sewing it doesn't really make sense because of the way this is. because it's like pulling each part in, but a nail makes way more sense. 2, I think, would be better. I'll just put these all the way along. I'm missing one there. You can actually see inside it if you get too close. I like how I spent this long just making a chair. What, an hour and 11 minutes? I didn't think you was going to be here today, Letterborn. I mean, I'm glad you are. I'm glad you've somehow found the time. I'm very, very thankful. But if you are busy and you need to go off and do something, I would hope I'm not being a distraction. Like a bad distraction. Being a good distraction is fine. There you go. That makes sense. I feel like when I see the back of them, they usually look something like that. Something I really, really want to do is... What? What? There you go. Something I really want to do is use this. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm using you for noise. Nice. That's what a lot of people do, don't worry. Someone literally basically messaged me like that yesterday. He was like, a lot of us like using his background noise. He was in French. I had to translate it. And he basically said, the dancing character in the bottom left corner, which I've removed now, is very distracting. Can you remove it? I was like, yeah, sure. I'm camping, but your stream just happened to come during my break time. Earlier, I was walking around in the forest for hours. Oh. Jesus, that did not do it the way I thought it was going to do it. It's fine. So, I want to do something like this. Get rid of this. I want to isolate this only towards the back. Come around. Boom, boom. Boom. My voice broke then. Boom. And then I want to invert like this, and then I want to do a nice, like, thick blur. Set this to like a multiply. I'll set this to a multiply. Yeah, like that, like that. I feel like I've got a little too much going on. Let me do it from the... Yeah, from here, there, there. Yeah, more like this. We don't want any of this stuff. I actually want the blur to be less strong. Just a little blur. And then way less on there anyway. So let's say there's corners. Now, I want the surface here to actually be way lighter too, so... If we then do a nice duplicate, turn off the invert, set to an overlay, turn that up, so that way we make the surface lighter. That is not doing anything. That's not doing anything at all. Oh yeah, it is. Well, that overlay is like doing nothing. What about a soft light? What about a hard light? What about just a normal? Oh, wait, am I missing something? Filter. Apply that out so let's do a overlay. There you go. Now it's a much more bright surface with it, and it's still got that nice dark edge to it. That's what I'm looking for. A little bit weaker, but definitely the direction we're looking for. I don't know, that just makes it look more interesting to me. I can't, the wasp spot outside, oh no. Let's do voice guide you back right. Civilization will make you run further away. So you could also do something down here and do the same sort of thing, but I don't know if I want to. We've got a hard edge going on, which is probably the worst thing I could have done as well, but it's fine. Cool. So this is why I don't change the file names actually usually outside the project, just because that now that will save over them, and I can just go in here and then re-import. And we've got these nice thingies. We've got these like metal tacks around it to make it look like it's actually nailed in. This is actually really coming up. Oh, no, it's not. It looks like it's coming way more away from the surface than it is. Maybe I've made that edge too dark now then, because it does look like it's floaty. Maybe I shouldn't have done a dark edge, but I should have just done a lighter center. You know what? Let's go a bit ham and let's go 2K. Back in here. Re-import. Yeah, that looks a bit better. It's already got a natural shadow. Oh, it's got a griminess build up, right? Which gives it sort of a natural shadow anyway. Yeah, those are some weird looking chairs. They don't look real because of the color and the way they're shaped and stuff, but I'm doing the best I can. Like, the fridge looks at least alright. We didn't really do an interior, it's just the same color. Cool. Table. So the table. That is one mesh. Let's have a look at it. Is it unwrapped? I mean, this part is very high poly, but this part... Cool. Fine. Pull that out. Oh, I put the legs in separately. Yeah, that's a way nicer way to do it. Good job, me. Oh, we've even got feet on it. Look at these little feet. Alright, so we'll cut out the feet from... Jesus, this is so high poly. I want people who, like, really are into optimization to watch the stream and just be like, you can like, optimize those. And I'm just like, nah, I don't think I will. When you connect the textures in UE for the table, can you show that part as well? Oh, well, I've got a pre-made texture. Which reminds me, did I turn off sRGB? I did. I got a pre-made one where I just literally dragged them in to the right locations. If I watch, I cry. Which looks more like this. Which is a little more complex. Oh, right, yeah. So we're just, like, applying certain minor things to it. Like some dust layering and stuff, which I can then turn on with stuff. I've got huge shifts. What is this one? A radial blend. Oh, that was actually for the telly. I don't actually need any of this. I'll leave it in there for now because I don't want to mess up anything if it actually is doing something useful. Was into optimization until I made realistic walking simulator in huge forest area. Yeah, I mean, you should optimize. I should be optimizing, but it's one of those things. I've said this before. Look at that orange reflection. That's so cool. I've said it before that there are certain things that are clearly much more entertaining when I'm streaming. One of those things is not optimization. So one, I'm doing it because I don't really care because it's UE5, and if I feel like something's too high poly, I can always nanites it. But at the same time, I'm also doing it not optimizing because I know it's boring to watch. And it doesn't matter what any of you say, whenever I optimize, my view count goes down, so I know it's boring to watch. That looked like a huge orange to material spill, did it? Oh, well, like... it does, actually. It's just really close. That really looks like an orange instead of leather. That's quite funny. See, I could put the micro detailing on, but like I said, we've got a leather surface here, which it would be great for. It'd be great for, like, the leathery surface, because now when I get close to that, we'll have this, like, really nice extra detailing. I'd need to scale it, actually, a little bit more. Tile amount, this one. Not that one. That one. 32. 64. 32 is fine. So when you get close, look, we've got this. Jesus Christ, the lighting is not helping me here. You go when you get close, you get, look, this all this extra detailing, and if we were, so you can see it here, like when you get really close, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, it's very, very cool. If I turn it off, you'll see the difference. Look how much blurrier that looks with the micro detailing if I turn it on like loads, you'll see, wow, look at all that extra detail. Problem with that is because I haven't isolated the areas, we're gonna have all that leathery effect applied to the whole thing. So even our metal legs are gonna have a leathery effect. Our plastic texture here is gonna have a leathery effect. So it's like I can only really use this effect unless I want to set it up manually with ID maps if it's got one texture for the entire surface. But Steve, we love your optimize. Optimize. It's an L, not an I. Wait. Now I'm confused looking at that word. It's coming together though. Just having the chairs and that in. It's weird though, like I said before, because the colors and shapes, it still looks cartoony. This scene wasn't too bad. But even in here, especially like from this angle, it's got that weird feeling of still feeling cartoony, despite being in realistic lighting and settings. I find that super interesting. As always, I have a bad habit of always trying to do something new. And this is a very new experience for me. Let's freaking minimize this because it's lagging. Because, yeah, it's a weird mix between stylized and not stylized. Not stylized, sorry. More cartoony. I don't know if I can call that stylized, and realism. But I actually really enjoy the effect, so I want to get this scene to be that consistency, like kind of cartoony with shapes and colors, but realistic with some of the texturing. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is Letterboard. I think it is to do with shapes and color that makes it look more and more cartoony. But it does make it easier for me anyway, because it means I haven't got to... If I want it to look that kind of style, it means I haven't got to put loads of extra time making things look mega realistic, because I don't need them to, because I like lending it to the idea that it's a combination of cartoony and realism. So it's a benefit for me rather than a deficit. So if I just cut these like... Wait. Hold on a minute. If I just unwrap this like this... Oh, that's a bit tight there. Okay, what about we do these cut out? What the heck? What the hell is even that? Is that literally just clipping inside that? It is. I mean, I guess to fix that, I could always just do this. Are they all doing that? Oh my god, how did I never... I love looking at stuff I've modeled in the past, because I'm always very judgmental of my own work. I'm like, why did old Steve do this? I know the answer. I was rushing. That's always the reason for bad quality for when it comes to my work. That and lack of experience. But rushing will always lead to a lower quality of work. Me and actually the artists at my company were talking about this, because we've been, I don't want to use the word forced, we've been convinced to do a lot of stuff in a very minor amount of time. Now, this doesn't bother me too much, and it doesn't bother him too much, but we know for a fact we're going to get comments like, oh, can't you make this look better? Can't this be better? Blah, 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 blah. And we know we're going to have to explain to people, no, the reason it's the quality it is because we had, let's say, 2 months to make something is how much we should have had. We'd have 2 weeks. So the quality takes a huge dip, or a significant dip, maybe not huge, maybe a 30% dip, because obviously we're trying to fill that time. We're trying to get everything done in that time frame. And I was talking about this the other day with, like, if a boss walks into your office and you've made a quarter, or if you've made 1 asset in 2 months, and it looks phenomenal, but versus 10 assets that look kind of like 10 assets that's an 8 out of 10 in quality versus 1 asset that's a 10 out of 10 in quality, a boss will always prefer the 10 8 out of 10s, because it's going to fill up the game more. If the game needs 100 assets and you've made 10 assets in a month, that means it's going to take 10 months. I know a game's not 100 assets, I'm just using basic math, and a game's going to take 10 months to make. No, sorry. If game's going to need 100 assets, that means it's going to take you 10 months to make. Whereas if you make one asset, even though it looks a 10 out of 10, in 1 month, it's now going to take you 100 months. So now you've turned what, a 10-month project into 100 months, 12, 108, about just over 8 years, right? No, just over 9 years. That's right? 9 years and 4 months. So yeah, it's a lot of people hate to obviously hear that because they don't want their work to be put down for reasons like that. But at the same time, you know what? I can actually reduce the quality of this up to here because it turns into a flat surface around here because the rest can just be done through textures. So I could save a bunch of processing or a bunch of... Oh, well, that was cool. It was like pulling it in. I might do that actually. Then in here, center. Cool. So a little bit more optimized. I say a little bit more because look how many polys there still are. It's because I just cloth simmed it and left it. But we can get a lot of the quality we're looking for probably just by slapping on some cloth wrinkles. But yeah, like, it's more important, as I've always said, to get your projects finished than it is to make them perfect. Now, I've known some artists who can just keep everything perfect and still get them finished in a good time because they're just that talented. So, they might disagree with me, but... It's funny because the bad artists I know are usually way more confident in their skills despite a lack of. But the really, really good artists I know tend to be way more conservative with how they talk about their skill set, and I find that so interesting. And I guess that's just how things usually work in general, right? I probably could have just subdivided this. If I do this now, is that going to be too much? We'll leave it like that for now. What have I missed? Yeah, it's always humorous to me how the less talented tend to be way more prouder and way, in a bad way, proud, not in a good way, proud. You can be proud of your work in a good way. I'm proud of my work. I enjoy the work I do. And you guys are very, very nice about my work. You guys compliment me so much. And that's like, obviously, I love when people are going to do that because who doesn't? What artist doesn't want to hear, oh, I love your work? Let's just do this. So yeah, it's fine to be proud of your work, but it's like the bad artists I know tend to be like really proud of their work, like to a point where it's more they're sort of ignorant to the fact that their work isn't that good and they should be improving on it. Sounds like I have a personal dig at somebody. No, there's nobody in particular. I might delete the table out entirely here and just have a floating cloth, because unless you like fly underneath the table. But you might fly underneath the table. Alright, how about we do a alternative then? We delete this top face here, like that. If I delete that top face, we can always then go clear seam. Actually, clear seam on the whole thing, clear seam. Make it much smaller, because we don't care about the quality on something like this. We care more on the cloth than anything. Because underneath, it's, you know, we're not going to have it. We don't mind if it's a quarter of the quality of the rest. If it's 2K, we don't mind if the underneath looks like 512. We want to then pack islands. See, this, again, was when Blender makes not very good choices. So first of all, I need to conform all that to make it look a bit better. Scale this down. Pack islands. Yeah, because there's no way I can't make this better, right? I definitely am one of the ones who keep working on projects, want to make more than perfect, and they never finish them. Especially with my music, but I told myself to definitely upload SoundCloud next week. Yeah, that's something a couple of my friends are really, really bad at. And I'd always tell them, just finish it. One of my friends, who's one of the best artists I know, he'd make almost entire scenes and just scrap them. And I'm like, dude, you need to stop doing that. That is so much wasted work. Because at the end of the day, you might say, some people will come out with the, oh, but I don't want to upload it unless it's perfect. And that's fine. I get the enthusiasm to wanting to make your work as good as possible. However, if you never upload anything because you never get it to that perfect state, then that's way worse than anything else. Uploading half-baked work is better than uploading no work. You know what I mean? Like, uploading something is better than uploading nothing. And I'm a very big advocate for avocado for that. Like, it's very important to, at the very least, get something uploaded. So this shape's really annoying because he's the reason it's hard to scale all this up. He is underneath it, so I could scale him down. That's getting so small now. I could scale him down and then try to squeeze everything in and scale it up. Like this. Or, you know what I could do? Why don't I just make the table a separate texture? Do you? Just separate UV map entirely. Because I'm going to probably do some micro detailing in it anyway, so having it separate is going to be more beneficial for me in the long run. I do that, to invert, to unwrap. So that's already looking a little bit better for space. Scale this down, select all, deselect you, and then do a pack island. Okay, look a bit better. Let's hide you. There you go. Scale you down. You're gonna see the legs more, so I don't mind scaling you down. Do another pack island. Yeah, the more I scale this down, the more we get a better pack. That's looking fine. We can, if we want, I'd rather scale all of them up at once so we get a nice uniform shape between the legs. Scale these up, and then for these parts, move them obviously over. I could scale them up. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. There you go. I've actually got this room here I could have filled up too, but that's a bit better because, again, we want to make the cloth probably its own material anyway, so that's fine. Let's add 2 materials to do that with. Add, assign that one. If we set a viewport color, we can see which one's got what assigned. Oh, so they've all got that one assigned, so we'll swap over to assigning this to that one. There you go. Now we've got 2 separate materials. Perfect. Now, I could just do a whole micro material for this. I haven't got a cloth wrinkles or micro detailing for cloth right now, so... Hello, Yathaf. You were here yesterday. Did I pronounce your name yesterday? How's it going, man? To add to my portfolio because I'm that way. Oh, really? See, like, what's the largest gap? It's time for Steve to show off his portfolio again. What's the largest gap between I uploaded something? If we go to all... So I've actually removed a bunch from my portfolio. Like the oldest thing still on here would be Monica's and Joey's, but that's just because they get views, so it's hard to want to remove them. Despite their quality being much lower than a lot of stuff I make today, they still get a lot of views. So I don't like the idea of removing them. But if we look at this, so that's probably the first thing I uploaded. We'll just, you know what, we'll look at environments. So we'll go between the first thing I uploaded. We'll ignore Joey because he was made at the same time, to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and now... Actually, we can't add that one. Living room working on now. Okay, so we've got... Does it not say a date? 5 years ago. 4 years ago. 4 years ago, so they were released roughly the same time. 3 years ago. 2 years ago. 1 year ago, and then a couple of months ago for the flying boat, a month ago. So, like, there are gaps, but I equally fill some of that time with stuff like this. So that was squeezed in sometime last year. So was that. So I made those in line with one of the last year ones. Not that one. This one. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm always trying to find things that will fit in the portfolio and look either impressive or look like it shows diversity. Because one of the biggest compliments I get about my portfolio, which is also one of the biggest critiques I get, which is lots of diversity from their positive reviews, or too much diversity. I'm not specializing in area. Now, I'm hearing less and less of that these days, because every company I seem to see wants you to be super multi-purpose. They want you to constantly be able to do 10 jobs at once, or 10 different things at once. So I get much more compliments these days for the diversity of my portfolio than I used to, because that's what people, from what I'm aware, seem to be looking for these days. So yeah, it's a weird scenario. Okay, so I knew I was doing that wrong. So first of all, I need to get its center point correct. That, and then go 0, 0, 0, 0. Kitchen chair we want. What do I call it if I go? Go in here, click U. We've got kitchen table. No underscores. Terrible of me. Kitchen chair, kitchen cloth. I should actually as well on my Discord upload images of what I've made, because you guys are gonna get to see it in 50% rendering, because UE5 just doesn't like ABS, so I can't have it any higher. Kitchen chair. Where's kitchen table? Was it placed on like a placeholder? No. It should be after this. I guess I'll just do that and you know what? We can actually rename it correctly if I'm going to target it in the engine. Alright, let's undo what I did so we get table back in the room. There we go. He's probably in the floor now, right? Oh, no, he's fine. Oh, the plates are a little bit inside it, though. Substance painter. Save the chair we made. Give me some more room. Jesus. What? Chair. Save that. File new. Select. Kitchen underscore tables is actually named correctly now. Right there. Cool. Now, we should be going on a site like Mega Scans or something to find... It's typically, it should be Substance, but I can't log into Substance right now, so let's go Mega Scan, because what I want is a texture I can tile across it with some nice normals. So if we find a nice fabric and use that as our micro detailing texture... Fabric. Yeah, linen. Yeah, that's probably what I'm looking for. Sign in. Alright. Sign in. Epic Games. Linen. 2 points. Wait, what? Am I not logged in? I thought you get everything for free. If you're... Have I got unlimited points? Is that why? We only need 2K resolution because we're going to be plastering it across. And I don't want to take up tons of downloading space to do this. Right here. Cool. Now we should have this nice normal map and a roughness map that we can plaster across the whole thing. Now I can, I'll say I can experiment with that right now. I guess I could in a way. If I select you, re-import, not re-import, just going to re-import from the wrong location. Because I don't know where the location was for it. Kitchen. Table? ST right now. Done. Put this in on the floor. Plates are fine. Cool. Oh, wow, that looks really nice with the... I love this texture. Like the default one you get. Why they were complaining a texture we made kind of looked like the default Unreal texture. And they were saying about players noticing it. I was like, a player doesn't know. Like a normal person does not know this is what a default UE4 texture looks like. So with that in mind... I'm lagging right now. Let me click off. With that in mind, why does it matter if the texture we've made looks like default Unreal? Because if that's what we want it to look like, why is that not fine? because nobody outside of being a developer, or I guess gamers who have a little bit extra knowledge about like engine side stuff, is gonna know that's what a default texture looks like anyway. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing to try to explain to them. Wow, that is very... There you go. Oh, you know what? I've not got micro roughness anyway. I gotta make one. We'll just add a multiply, I guess. Roughness. Multiply. We'll just call it... What? That's not right. We need a blank texture. Actually, no, we just need... Wait. How did I do it with the normals? Right, okay. So we need to scale it as well, right? We'll drag this in. So you guys can actually see what I'm doing. We drag this in. It's a big mess, so I never intended to like show this, I guess. It was just like, oh, I'm using a world align. Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Convert to parameter. No, not convert to parameter. I still want it to be a parameter, but I want it to be a texture object. Convert to texture object. There you go. And we want a world align texture. We want to plug this in here. So what world align texture is, it will just triplanar texture something, essentially. Which is useful when we're just doing a micro detailing, because if something were to stretch differently in the UV space, it doesn't affect the way it will texturate using the triplanar way. So basically, we just need to connect this to here, like that. XYZ, yeah. Oh no, oh yeah, XYZ. Okay, cool. Multiply is probably the wrong thing to do, because well, I guess we'll just do a lerp. That's not the lerp I want. A lerp. Right. With that being that point, and then just a blank value of 1, because when you multiply by 1, it won't do anything. So as we turn that up, we'll get the micro details apply. So micro roughness. And we attach that to our multiply, so I'll actually add it together and attach that to our roughness. Now, something I need to test. These days, gamers can tell if a geo is low or high poly, or a geo is just an image texture on a plane. Crazy. Yeah, but that's more like generic stuff. Like, I feel like if you showed someone, like, if I showed a normal gamer, like a normal casual gamer, like, trying to find a good example. Like, if I showed someone these textures, they'd assume that's just what that's the level. That's what it's supposed to look like, right? If it was an average casual gamer, they'd think that's just what they wanted it to look like. They wouldn't think that was placeholder textures. They wouldn't think that's engine side, there's sort of engine side, oh my god, default texture. Same here. They'd just assume, whoa, look at those stages. They'd just assume that was what it looked like. But I get what you mean. Like someone who's properly into games will notice like 2D texture planes and stuff like that. Again, though, you ignore them quite a lot. It's like if I had to explain at my company that you'll be surprised what people actually ignore, and they don't sort of mind seeing. Is that correct? What's 0 look like? No. Okay, so we want to swap that around to here, to here, because I want it to default. Yes. Default be that apply. Oh wait, I haven't turned this to a parameter. Micro roughness. Cool. So now with those two textures, which should be in the texture folder anyway. Now we've just got like T underscore fabric underscore N. My nose is so itchy right now. I forget my hairs. Oh god. Cool. Now with this. Oh, I don't actually have a proper texture for it right now, so I can't really test it. I was just going to throw on a master material, but a master material by default. T underscore. Oh, M underscore. Kitchen underscore table. By default, we've got this texture. Because I was going to like quickly get the micro detail in to see it. I guess I still can if we go micro normals and micro roughness and turn both that to 0.5 and that to 0.5, and we actually put in the right things. Textures, and we go fabric for you, and we go fabric for you. Here you go, look, we've got this fabric material plastered across the whole thing now. Which is, it's not the easiest to see, admittedly. But you can see, you can definitely see it with this. Look at that. A bit shiny though, right? I guess it's because it's like, so 0.51. We're just multiplying it on top, so if the surface is already shiny, yeah, look, so we'll get much less shinier here. Which is exactly what we want anyway. Cool. So that's working the way we was expecting. So now we've got this nice micro sort of, wow, that is very shiny. There's micro detailing on here. Cool. I feel like I want it to be less, but we haven't done a texture for it anyway at the moment, so let's go into substance. Sorry, my nose is so itchy. I'm just sitting there constantly itching my nose. So does the table have the exact same? No, it's different, but I kind of want to copy it if I can. I want to basically do exactly what I did for the chairs, the metal on those, but it's just blue instead, so. Kitchen chair. Apparently we've lost frames 9 different occasions. Yeah, I know. UE5 is garbage for not RTX cards. I'm going to assume that's the reason anyway. It might not be. I keep blaming it on that, and it might not even be that, but my theory is that it is that. Create smart material. Cool. Now if I go into here, I should have created it here. Painted metal, there you go. Not on the table. On here. Oh, we're not baked it yet. That is all of it, right? Except from the table, actually. So we'll just deselect the table. But that's gonna all be painted metal. So have I not baked yet, or have I? I haven't baked. Cool. Weirdly enough, like it looks kind of shaded, like there's some ambient occlusion, but I guess it's just the model looking that way. 2K bake. Ooh. Ooh, is someone having a barbecue? Oh, that smells delicious. Mmm. That smells so good. Same up to me when UE5 is open, there's a 1-3 second lag in all applications. But that might be related to the fact that I have a whole forest in there. I mean, what kind of card have you got though? Because I'd like to know if it's happening mostly with people without ray tracing cards. Because Lumen is ray tracing. I was looking this up, and Lumen does use ray tracing. It's just way less demanding as actual ray tracing. Now, someone might be able to correct me on that, but when I looked it up on the actual official Unreal Engine page, that's what it said, so I'm just reiterating. Oh, that's a huge dent there. Don't like that. That normal is just like really strong. Yeah. I mean, maybe that does make sense, but for some reason it just feels too strong. 38. Oh, okay. Wow. So you've got a way stronger card. So maybe it isn't to do with not having a ray tracer card. And now I want to eat a steak. That barbecue pie must be good. I mean, I don't even know. It smells like barbecue sauce, like rather than. Well, it smells like a barbecue, but it also smells like barbecue sauce in the air. Like, I don't know. It smells pretty good though. Let's go rubber, because it's gonna have like these rubber feet. Make sure we've got a nice rubber for it. Yeah, rubber dries perfect. Perfect. Like it should have been a separate. There you go. Should have been separate UV maps. I should be able to just click them. Should be able to just apply. Nice. I don't know why. I always like it slightly blurred because this is probably fine, but I like it slightly. He says, wasn't it doing it? Well, usually, oh, because it's happening because of the UV space, right? Oh, well, that's fine. I like it slightly blurring between it, but because it's obviously a separate UV. It's mostly my optimization, I believe. Is it really that demanding? Oh my god. Dust. You know what? Let's try out this one. Yeah, perfect. So we don't actually want the base. We just want this to be sat on top. Cool. So I want to come into here. We want to make this a little bit weaker in general. Like that. And we probably just want to reduce its entire strength. Just to make it so it's mostly to do with the roughness rather than the actual dirt on it. I could put some gum under the table. That'd be funny. So we also want the color to be completely different than this. I'll change that before I forget. To a color like this. There you go. Already looking pretty good. In fact, that's probably most of the detail we already need. That's not far off just being nice. So we can have that as sort of like the painting being a bit uneven. And putting it underneath here. There you go. And we reduce it a tad, because I also fed that too much. Cool. We definitely need more scratches. It's very, very faint on those right now. There you go, it's a bit better. Cool, and then we want some floor grunge. Because again, things are dirtier the closer they get to the floor, because they've usually been around more stuff to get onto it and make it dirtier. But it just looks like a metal at this point. What's going on? Again, we don't want to make it too dirty. We don't want Marge to be a slob. She's the one that cleans the house. We just want it to look worn enough to feel like it's been lived in. Because one of my biggest issues when I was trying to make realistic stuff, and it looked good to an extent, but it was too much all the time. I just constantly had this thing where I'd make it way too damaged. I'm like, well, the house is supposed to be relatively clean. I can understand this part staying quite dirty and kind of looking a bit more rustic, because I doubt there would have been cleaned as often. So that I'm fine with. But also, like, I want the scratches to be higher, and I feel like we've already gone too far. There you go. But we're touching artists are creating the textures only, don't do anything else. Yes, but I can't remember the last time I ever saw someone that just had a texturize. I actually got an opportunity. I didn't really have an interview. It was more of a weird application with No Man's with Hello Games, and like that was insane. So you had to have a extensive 2D portfolio, so with concepts and everything, and an extensive 3D portfolio, and they wanted you to be someone who could go in, draw what you want, let's say a spaceship, block it out, model it, texture it, get it working in the engine. You had to design it, draw it, get the drawings looking good, so that way you had a sort of 2D representation, and then do the whole 3D stage. So you were doing the job of that could technically be split up into loads of jobs if we specifically say like texture artist. So they wanted you to do the job of a designer / concept artist. You can kind of make those separate if you want. Yeah, right, funky pants. This is what I'm seeing more and more recently, that they want you to be this multi-purpose of an artist. So Draw it. Yeah, you'd have to be a concept artist. So you'd have to draw. So if you're like, so you had to make up the idea in your head of what you wanted. So let's say a spaceship, and you're like, I've got an idea. So you have to be a designer. You then have to concept it because the only direction you're getting is from yourself. So you have to be a designer and concept artist. So technically that could be 2 roles. You then have to be a 3D modeler because you have to model all of it. Yeah, we are looking for a generalist, yeah. I mean, if you can do all of that, fantastic. And if they're paying you a good wage to do it, also fantastic. But this was a junior position. At least that's what they said to me. A junior position. So that's technically, so if we separate out into more roles, let's say 3D modeler. You've then got to be able to texture it, so texture artist. You've then got to be able to make the shaders and everything for it in engine if it requires shaders. So shader artist. They also wanted you to be able to do particle effects. They mentioned that. They also wanted you to be able to... What else? Oh, and they wanted you to animate and rig. So animate and rigger. So 8 jobs, if we were to separate them out, they wanted you to do on your own. Animation and rigging as well. Like, what? I still don't understand why a texture artist needs to be able to draw it. Well, I'm not saying... I'm just saying, like, you'll rarely find just a texture artist these days because most jobs won't just hire you to texture. You'll have to do everything. Well, not everything. It's like as a 3D artist, you're usually expected to make your model and texture it. You don't, maybe in AAA companies you might, but you don't often get a texturing department anymore. It will just be whoever models it is the person who textures it. So you'll just be a prop artist, and a prop artist will make the entire prop and texture it. That you won't have a separate department to texture it. Unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, but if you're talking about like substance painter, you'll do that as a prop artist in most cases. Now we'll go for silk because we've got a fabric material already in the engine, so I kind of just want the creases and stuff that you get from silk. Let's get the color correct. I don't want it to be this shiny either, so like that. There you go. So we don't want the metalness, and I'll take off the roughness for now, and we'll make a... Well, I can keep the roughness actually if it lets me change it. Oh, wrinkles. So that's what... Wow, that is not scaled very well at all. Could I change that? I can. Nice. Oh my god. So if we go like... Okay, so places like Rockstar apparently sells material artists, so sub-designer. But like from all the jobs I've applied for, they're not usually a separate role anymore. There you go. That's some wrinkles. So that's basically the main thing I want to use substance for this, because we've got some micro detailing anyway. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, if you have to model and texture it, but not only that though, you've got to draw it too, right? So you've got to come up with the idea in your head, because concept artists won't always come up with the idea. They'll get some sort of art direction from the art director. Like, oh, I want a ship with 3 thrusters on it, 2 on the side, 1 on the top. I then want some wings, some metallic wings coming over in between those 3 thrusters. I want a small glass front where you can only see 2 seats. And then I want like a shutter, an overly sized shutter door for the bottom of it with 2 legs that come out of it when it goes to land instead of permanently being there. Boom. You've had art direction. That is sometimes an entirely different job. So you've got to be, I guess, the designer or art director, whatever you want to call it. So you got to be, I'll call it designer. So you got design, you got concepts from the design ideas, model, texture, put in an engine and do materials for, rig, animate. You have concept artists in your company. I did. They left recently. I hope we're going to get replacements soon because they were extremely useful. Like, very, very useful. So very, very much hope. So that's way too wrinkly. It needs to be way weaker than that. Wait, it's not reducing the wrinkly strength. It's just like making more wrinkle, right? So we want it to be here, then we want it to go into height. Yeah, and then just turn that down. There you go. So all the wrinkles stay there. We'll just make them weaker. There you go. Maybe a bit stronger. And now it's too rough anyway, so we want to get a roughness like that. Cool. Very, very cool. So is that actually causing some nice wrinkles? It is, yeah. You can see the additional wrinkles that's being caused. Sweet, it's exactly what I'm looking for. The concept artist that was in our company was phenomenal. She was, or is, not was. She is so talented. Like, I've never met a concept artist quite that good. And if she is somehow watching the stream right now, I'm not just saying this to be nice. She's very, very good. So I want this, but it's a bit too much. I basically want that, but then I want it weaker. Does that make sense? Like with the wrinkles, where I wanted loads of wrinkles there, I just wanted to make them weaker. Silk roughness. Oh, we got our own roughness anyway, so we don't need that because we could just make it. Yeah, I want this stuff. I just want it really, really weak because I want to use it as a sort of an overlay. But I can't think of how I would do that. I guess I'm just gonna have to make my own dirt mask. But the wrinkles look too strong again. Is it normals as well I should be changing? No, just height. Alright, we could have tears at the bottom. Not sure how I feel about that though. I could also do a frame, right? I could do something like but that's what No Man's Sky was. Now, technically, I do all of that stuff in my company anyway, minus the concept art stage. Actually, no, I don't animate a rig either. So I don't animate in rig and concept. I do all the other jobs. Well, I do a lot of level design, though, and I pull up in other areas. So I do the addition of... So right now, I do, if we separate into separate jobs, environment, prop artist, if you want to separate those out. I've even made some character art stuff. I've done video editing for the company. What else have I done? I've already said environment, level designer. I've assisted with gameplay design. I've even done some blueprints, but I don't want to consider that anything. We won't count that. But I've done material. I'm a material artist or shader artist, whatever you want to call it, because I do tons of that, like water shaders and stuff. I do particle effects. What else do I do? Because there's only 2 3D artists in my company, so if I'm not filling up the extra roles, the other artists will be. You know what I mean? So it's very limited right now in my company. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely means I've got less time to do stuff I enjoy the most. So what if I did something like this, or just around the bottom? That is tiny. Wait, you can't even... Why is it like bumping? You see that? Oh, wait. Wait, when I zoom in, it's fine. What? I wonder if I could do a... Like this? Like this? Wait, where's my... Huh? Where's my pen gone? I enabled this. Wait, what? Why does my pen disappear when I do that? Radial symmetry. So if I go like 8... Does it not let you do radial symmetry? It has to be on the 3D mesh. Oh, I never knew that. Because I was going to do this, and it should duplicate on every side, right? Oh, not quite. That's not working at all. Okay. So basically what I wanted to do was just go like this, come around the whole thing. But is my hand steady enough to make that look good? You see what I mean? Like that? Just a little bit right at the bottom going all the way across. Is it too thin though? I think it's a little too thin. I want to make it like 50% bigger. So 3. Yeah. This is nerve-wracking. There you go. So now we've got a thingy across the bottom. I didn't change its color, which is a huge mistake, but I guess I could just layer on top a blue multiply. Well, the color that we're actually looking for, so I'm in height right now. Just multiplying the same color on top shouldn't change anything really. Oh, it'll make it a tiny bit darker. Right? Oh no, there you go, yeah, I'll just apply it to that. Now, I could... if I change the color of this to be lighter... No, it just multiplies on top. I would have liked that to be a little bit darker. But you can't, like... If you can't edit layers after, like, creating them. Oh, wait. Yeah, look. If I change this, let's turn it off. It doesn't change it like it does a normal layer. It just means when you go to repaint it, that. And I don't want to do that again. That didn't feel comfortable, going around a circle. I can barely do strokes, let alone go around the entire circle. It just makes me feel nervous. So I guess we'll leave it like that. But that's still extra detailing that I think looks nice. Now, we can do rips at the bottom if we're looking to do that. So the easiest way to do that is probably just do a scratch mask and then a positional mask. But do I want tears? I could manually draw tears. Like scratch. Tear. Oh, that's what scratch wrong. Okay, yeah. There. No. It's like, we'd have to enable an opacity. I don't think we need one. I don't think I'm going to go that detailed on it. What I do want to do is do a big circle from the top. On a proper layer. Yeah, like that. That's good. Do a slight overlay on that. Turn off all this. Do this. And we get a nice brighter circle and reduce that so we get a slight brighter towards the center. Not necessarily realistic, but it just looks nice. To make the edges darker, I'm not going to go around and paint them because all I need to really do is a positional mask. And bring it up like here. And then just do a multiply. Like that. We get slight darker edging to it. Maybe put this up a little bit more, like there. And turn off everything else, it's fine. If we select the blue, and then we go like a slight pink direction. Now, I don't like doing that when it's realistic stuff. Actually adding color to its positional gradient changes, but cool. Now we got a darker bottom there, lighter top here. Let's just do some basic ambient occlusion stuff. Yeah, just like that. Blur some of that out. Do a multiply there. Make it not wet. Turn that down so we get slight darkness in those areas. Then do an edge. Now for the edge, I actually want an edge scratch or whatever. Because the edges will get worn down. So not only will they get lighter, they'll get like a little scratched. Because leaning on them and stuff, the color will start wearing off. So if we do concrete, it's probably fine. Oh, see, that's going to do here too. So I don't want there. That's terrible. Edge blur, edge dusty. That's pretty good. The problem is I don't want this to be applying. So we do this, it'll look like it's kind of wearing it. Oh wait, turn off everything but the color. There you go. Well, soft light instead. Yeah, that looks way more worn using a soft light. So we do something like this. I don't want it on here though. Is my problem. We can do a paint for that, and then basically just start rubbing those parts out. Let's do that, and do no edge softness. There you go. So I can make it nice and sharp. Cool. So it stops sort of around there. Can I blur that specifically? I'd have preferred to blur the mask. Maybe I should have done a separate mask. Let's do that again, but as a mask. Instead of a paint. Wait, what did I do? What? That's in there. We'll white mask it for now. So it's a soft color, yeah? Yeah, cool. Do that again. I'm looking at it more and I kind of like it, but I'm like, maybe I do keep it. It looks kind of nice, but I feel like that's too warm there, right? I guess we could always turn down flow and just make it so it gets weaker towards here like that. As it comes to the bottom, we get like a slight weaker effect. If I turn the hardness down, it'll be even better. So we'll just like subtly make it better as it gets towards the bottom. Sit around here. Like that. That should have, yeah, made it not as bad. Cool. I still want to sit down a little bit. There you go. Well, no, because like when if you've ever like rubbed against the cloth for a really long time, even if you wash it over and over again, the parts where you interact with, which technically you're not interacting with, I guess, these parts, like I said, but like with this part, parts you interact with, like your arms and stuff, you'll rub off the color slowly. So even if you rewash it, that's not dirt there. That's just wearing out the color from the friction of you constantly touching that part of the surface. Immediately, you're right. I probably should have dirt there as well. I didn't think about that. I know that's not what you were getting at, but gun edge. Oh, that's cool. All right, can we get a nice overall dirt color, a dirt effect over the top? Yeah, like that. Or maybe no, not that. Yeah, like that, like that. So we said that's on multiply. And this is just to help offset color. So just like that. So we just get a very subtle... Can't even see it, I'm too low down. Yeah, maybe even higher. Like, just to offset color a little bit. We're still looking to put the micro detailing on in the engine. I meant the coloring the bottom of part might make them look stiff, like they're always in that position and don't really bend anymore, but it does look nice visually. Oh, right. Yeah. That is a problem, but this gives it, I guess, a good effect, like you're saying. Like, it's might not necessarily be realistic, but I guess it looks nice. And I guess, like I said, we're going between the style of kind of cartoony mixed with realistic, so that we can have some liberties with how we texture things, I guess. Question mark, I guess. So these actually don't need to be 2K at all, but if you're too lazy, like I'm being, to actually wait, where did I just export that to? What? Oh, beautiful. Not the place I wanted at all. You can always decrease texture resolution in engine. There's an easy way to do it in engine. If you don't know how to do it, all you got to do is go into texture itself. Let's go to this one. And right. Where is it? Level detail. Compression. Texture. I can't remember where it is. You just type in what resolution you want it. Oh, there you go, texture size. So if you want it, like, let's say, well, this is 2K. Let's say I only want it to 512. Boom. It will convert it to a 512 in display for you in engine. And I'm pretty sure when it compresses it as a document, I asked this to one of the people because I wasn't sure, like one of the people I work with. In engine, it will also try to compress it down to a 512 size. Like it will put that in your package version. I think motivates me to do more assets again. I've mainly been working on my drawing and programming those last months. Hey, I mean, if I can motivate you to do art, awesome. Let's export it to the right location. Excuse me. This is the last thing I'll do, and then I'll call it a day. I'm surprised I'm here this long because I feel awful right now. To be fair, I feel awful every day. So one day I hope to get better. I think as soon as my doctor takes it seriously, I might get better. Problem is, I'm not the kind of person who goes in like, oh, doc, oh, I feel awful. I'm just like, yeah, I have these problems. It doesn't feel very nice. It's kind of a massive discomfort and it's stopping me from sleeping. And he's like, but it's not killing you. Like, you're not in tremendous pain. No. So, oh, okay. And he's just sort of, what is that? Oh, it's my shadow. What is this behind me? Kitchen table, kitchen table, kitchen table, kitchen table, kitchen table. Yeah. Good. Got it on NHS pretty much. Like, don't get me wrong, they've finally done some stuff, but they couldn't find anything. I did a CAT scan not too long ago, stuff like this. But because I'm still experiencing my chest pain as well, so not only am I having like a weird throat that feels like it's covered in wax, which might actually just be a post-nasal drip, I think I've researched. But I'm also still getting my chest pains quite frequently. And they did x-rays for that, but they can't find anything about the chest pain. Just say I'm really healthy. Yeah, they've not really found anything. You have to do that, though. Take it serious, not really exaggerate, but naming the symptoms with a certain urgency. I've been trying to. Like, I say to them, like, doc, this is keeping me from sleeping. Like, I'm feeling awful. I feel like this is serious. And like, I think the way that they really put it was he was just like, oh, I prescribed you some nasal spray, and I had nasal spray for a month, didn't do anything, went back in. Oh, I prescribed you stronger nasal spray and some hay fever tablets. It's been 2 weeks. They've done nothing. And on top of that, he's not even, you know, like how a doctor usually like takes like a little flashlight and they look at the back of your throat, see if there's any blockages or anything that looks at any abnormalities. He's not even done that. He's just gone, nasal spray. I'm like, I even said to him, I looked at him in the face. I was like, this nasal spray you think is going to solve the issue, the issue that I've had persisting for 5 months now. Like, I was being very direct with him, and he was like, yeah. I was like, it's a 5-month-old issue. You think it's going to be resolved by some nasal spray? Yeah, I think this will clear it right up. It did not clear it right up. Oh, actually, not legs, we'll call it brain. Honestly, the chest pain was one thing, but having your throat feel like this non-stop means when I'm trying to sleep, I get the sensation of not being able to breathe correctly, because it's a constant sensation of being something in your throat. When you have something in your throat, that leads to the sensation of not being able to breathe properly. When it's the only thing you can focus on when you're trying to sleep, that can cause let me minimize this so it's not laggy. That can cause problems there and cause you to have less sleep, which I have been having. I've been finding it very difficult to fall asleep. When I am asleep, I'm fine. But one day, I'm hoping he'll finally take it serious. It's very hard to force him to take it serious. I got 3 materials on this. What? It won't even let me. Wait, where's the delete button? If I do that. Wait, I did that and I don't see the delete button. Hold on a minute. You can delete materials that aren't required, but don't see it. Am I... Oh, okay. It's like that usually shows me. Let's go master material, basic, T underscore, no, M underscore, kitchen underscore table. I could do an underscore cloth, but I don't feel like doing an underscore cloth for that, so we've got cloth without an underscore. Then we do the same thing with kitchen. Wait, the whole point was I could paste that table. Oh, did I not write the word cloth in the end? What? Frame. Kitchen underscore table. Contents. Oh, did I already make one? Wait. Wait, we've got kitchen table, kitchen table, kitchen table. Hold on a minute. Not being used. I don't see the frame on there. Oh, cloth. Oh, wait. Wait, what? It doesn't show you the full name here, but when you highlight over it does? Why? That's weird. Frame. It's also MI. Because it's a material instance, not material. Maybe a doctor will watch your stream and reach out to help. I hope so, yeah. People rate the NHS. Like, obviously, every other country rates the NHS so good, but I've never had, like, an amazing experience with the NHS. Like, they're always very, like, shrug off the issue kind of attitude. Alright, so this is the cloth. So we need to go you. Wrong thing, sorry. This. Boom. 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 And we got the cloth. Wow, it's actually come out much more grimier than I expected. Look at that. And I don't like the light in the middle. I had a feeling I wouldn't. That works for stylize. It really doesn't work for like an off stylize. Yeah, we'll take that off. I'll export. It's in the color, isn't it? There you go. It's not got a slight light in the middle. Oh, yeah. In fact, it already looks. Hold on a minute. That's shiny in the middle. I'm missing something here. Did I export? Did I thingy too quickly? Re-import too quickly? Or is it actually something in here? Is that literally just being caused by this then? Oh, I guess it is. Huh. It's causing a natural, like, thing. I mean, it makes sense because that's where the light's coming from. Wow, this is so laggy right now. Let's go to, like, 25%. Oh, my God. I don't think we can go that low. There's the light. Wait. Yeah, don't worry. I knew there was a light. I was just, like, thinking it wouldn't cause as much effect as it was. It's so laggy. Okay, so I wonder if I should research then if there's a way to make UE5 run better with this. Kitchen table, boom. Wait, did I? Yeah, kitchen frame. Yeah, I was gonna say, did I name these correctly? Boom. 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 Wait, something is not right. Oh, there you go. So we got the kitchen frame. Yeah, nice good table. Oh, look at the colors. Orange, blue, and green. So strong. All right, now the last bit I want to do. Let's go into textures without looking at that. I want to pop in our fabric. There you go. Fabric. And then we want to go micro roughness, micro normals, 0.5. 0.5. Cool. Now if we get close, we should see. I can even turn it up a bit more. Should see some extra normal details. I actually want to scale that a little less. I think it's a little too micro. Or maybe not, actually. Maybe that was fine. We'll turn it down. Yeah, it looks fine. It's very dirty. I feel like I've done a little too much. But we'll keep it like that for now, because we'll see how it looks later when we get everything else in. So I've not got to... Actually, I do have griminess on here. It's just because of the surface, it's harder to see it. That's the way it is. Cool. So we did the table and chairs today. I think that was pretty good. Yeah. Three streams in a row. I hope to stream again next Friday. Again, if I ever find extra time, I'll always try to find time to do extra streams. Unfortunately, those don't happen very often. But if I do find a time, I will try. And I'll catch you guys next Friday.